There's just something so cool about woodworking, isn't there? This idea that you can take a simple piece of wood and, with your own two hands, turn it into something amazing and useful. I mean, who hasn't been there? You're scrolling online, you see some awesome DIY project, maybe a cool playhouse for the kids or a new doghouse, and you think, I could totally do that. The inspiration hits, but then comes the reality check. And this is where most of us hit a wall. It's what we'll call the beginner's frustration. You've got the vision, you've got the motivation, but figuring out how to get from point A to point B, it feels like a total black box. Yeah, it's a feeling we all know. You're fired up to build something awesome, but you immediately get swamped with questions. What tools do I need? What's the right kind of wood? How do I even make the first cut? And according to the review we're looking at, this is exactly where most projects just stop. Oh, man. And this quote from the reviewer just perfectly sums it up. You can just picture it, right? A brand new doghouse leaning over like it's had a rough night. It's pretty funny to think about, but it's also that exact kind of frustrating experience that makes you want to just give up. So, what if you could just skip all that frustration? What if you could go right to the fun part, the actual building? Well, our source today talks about something that claims to be a total game changer, a guide that's supposedly for absolutely everyone. So what is this Ted's woodworking thing? Well, basically, it's a gigantic digital library packed with woodworking plans. Think of it like a massive resource designed to hold your hand and take you all the way from just a vague idea to a real finished project. And who's it for? Well, according to this review, it's for literally anyone. If you have zero skills, never even held a hammer, it promises to give you a step-by-step map to build things from scratch. But if you're already a pro, it's presented as this huge vault of new, cool ideas to really sharpen your skills. Okay, so it sounds great on paper. It promises a lot. But what's actually inside? Well, the review really zeroes in on one absolutely jaw-dropping feature. We keep hearing it's a massive collection, but what does that really mean? What kind of numbers are we looking at here?
16,000. Nope, that is not a typo. We're talking about 16,000 different projects, guides, and designs for pretty much anything you could ever imagine building out of wood.
But here's the really important part that the review keeps coming back to. It's not just about that crazy number. The real secret sauce is supposedly the incredible amount of detail you get with every single plan. And when they say detail, they mean everything. The plans apparently tell you the exact tools to use, the right type and number of nails, the absolute best wood for that project, and all the specific cuts and sizes. The whole point is to get rid of all the guesswork that leads to, well, crooked doghouses. All right, so with all that detail, who is this really for? And what's the end game? The source suggests there are two really different but equally cool paths you can take. First, you can just be a hobbyist, build unique stuff for your own home that you just can't buy in a store. But then there's this second path, using this giant library of plans as the blueprint to actually start your own woodworking business. Pretty cool. And at the end of the day, it really all boils down to this one simple concept. The number one thing people seem to love about it is how accessible it is. The plans are apparently so easy to read and use that a total beginner can jump right in and not feel lost. So when you really get down to it, the main promise here is empowerment. It's all about giving anyone, no matter their skill level, the confidence and the instructions they need to bring their ideas to life, without all that frustration we talked about. So there you have it. That's the rundown on Ted's woodworking, and it kind of leaves you with one really fun question to think about, right? If you had thousands of projects right there at your fingertips, what would you build first?